Alright everyone, welcome back to another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video with Fat Phil. Today, we're going to be talking about this Taron Malicos pack here. We're going to be breaking down the cost, is it worth it, and what does this mean? Capital Games does not do stuff like this out of the goodness of their heart. There's a reason behind every pack they put in the store, and sometimes it's as simple as, oh yeah, these, packs for Master Qui-Gon, Padawan, Obi-Wan are here because of the Duel of the Fates event that's going on. Like, sure, but there's a reason behind that, right? It goes, like, it's one for the other. So, we're going to kind of be talking about this. What can this mean? Is it worth buying? Let me know your thoughts down below. Like, subscribe, comment. Let's give a shout, as always, to our channel members. The support, the love. You guys are amazing. And the, levels of interaction in the Discord have been increasing, which is great to see. You guys are asking really good questions. I really appreciate it. You make this community better. You make it fun. You guys are the reason it is fun to create content. So, thank you. Let's get into our video. All right. So, this Malicos bundle is very significant. Not only because of the cost. It is a it's going to give you 5 cards, right? So it's 5 cards at once for 4,000 crystals. The cost of Shin, the new character Shin, right? The cost of her is 6,000 crystals. So this Malicos bundle is actually cheaper than purchasing the Shin bundles, which I find that very interesting. I think that's a very bold statement by Capital Games that they're valuing a conquest unit at a lower cost than a brand new marquee, that's a unique price point. Just, think through that. The other reason I find this significant is that it's only Malicos. There's no other, they're selling these packs for Seer and, Cal, but they're not selling Commander Tano. They're not selling Malgus. They're not selling Maul or Dark Trooper Moff Gideon. It's Taron Malicos. And I found that kind of interesting because of the Shin Hati event here. And the characters they're allowing you to borrow in each tier includes Malicos. Now, some of you are saying, well, what does that mean? Well, it means that Malicos could potentially be someone that Shin likes to be paired up with. Now, this is again speculating into the future, but we know for a fact that Shin is a dark side unaligned force user and a mercenary. Now, from a mercenary perspective, we know that Malicos is not included here, right? He does not have that mercenary tag, but he does have the unaligned force user tag, right? There he is. The other thing that we know very well from Shin is that she gets this Soldier of Fortune buff, right? I think, is it here? This Soldier of Fortune talks about it, right? That she gets this Soldier of Fortune buff because she's a mercenary. And they said in her kit and in Merrick's kit that they are the only ones who can grant themselves mercenary, those stacks that, they can grant each other stacks, but they can't grant non-mercenaries those stacks. But they did say that Baylan could potentially give those stacks out to people who were not mercenaries. So there's this element of me that's wondering if the reason they're selling this Malicos pack is because they're intending for you to put Malicos with this Baylan Skull Shin team. Again, that dark side unaligned force user is a big part of Malicos' synergy. He flat out calls out, he gains offense equal to dark side, light side unaligned force users. If they're in the leader slot, he ignores taunt. Right? It even goes into if all allies were unaligned force users, while he has this, everybody can gain critical damage and offense stacking. It's very interesting to see how Malicos could potentially play a big role in this Baylan Skull team. And again, Capital Games doesn't release packs like this without a purpose, without a reason. And I think that's very intentionally done, that these bonus drops that we currently have right now, you can earn Omegas or Seer Junda. You can earn Fulcrum Shards, unaligned force user, or Zetas. You can earn Cal Shards or Kyratech, or Ninth Sister Shards and Kyratech. And all of those are unaligned force users that Malicos kind of likes to be paired up with. So there's a lot of speculation involved that I think potentially Malicos could be a part of this Baylan team, or that unaligned force users are going to have some greater purpose in this game. They are very intentional with these releases, the packs that come in here, that they're not just haphazardly thrown in. Now, from a cost perspective, the only way that we have a true cost for Malicos shards is what you would end up spending if they were in Proving Grounds. We don't have a good, you don't have a good cost for them outside of Proving Grounds because there's nowhere to buy them. So the only way that you can really dictate whether or not you're getting a good deal here is from how much it costs to refresh Proving Grounds tiers. Which, if you do that math, it is, I think the math is, it's 2,200 crystals for, it's 2,200 crystals to refresh a Proving Grounds here. So I'm going to flip over my calculator here for a second. So we got the calculator here. So if your Proving Grounds tiers are 2,200 and you get 20 Malicos shards, it's 110 crystals. So right there is your crystal cost for Malicos, this 110 crystals per piece. That's the math that the Proving Grounds shakes out to. So this pack is 39, basically call it 4,000 crystals. So at 110 shards, you need to net 36 shards basically over 36 shards to do better than Proving Grounds. Now, bear in mind here that you are paying a premium in this bundle to get Malicos outside of the norm. So we're about a week away from the start of the next conquest cycle, I believe. I think it's a week. Is it a week away? It should be starting next Monday at the time of recording. So then you need another 2 weeks before Proving Grounds comes back. So that's 3 weeks. That's 3 weeks until the next time you can go through Proving Grounds. The other thing to bear in mind here is if you need more than 20 shards for Malicos, you're looking at about 7 weeks, because there's a 2-week break in between conquest cycles, and then conquest itself lasts 2 weeks. So that 3 weeks that you're waiting for the next Proving Grounds turns into 7 weeks if you need 2. So this bundle can potentially save you a lot of time depending on the amount of shards of Malicos that you need to unlock him. And if he's somebody that's going to be very important to this Baylan Skull team, then this bundle obviously gains even more value if you have the resources to upgrade him and Zeta him and all that stuff, right? But let's talk about this 36 shards and how likely it is that you're going to be able to, get Malicos, right? How likely is it that you can get this 36 shards? So if you look at the odds here, the most likely scenario is you get 7 shards, right? Just out of everything, you're most likely going to get 7 shards. Well, if you multiply that by 5, right, you're going to take that 7, multiply by 5, and you get 35. So you're kind of missing out. So the way I would say is that if you got 35 shards from this bundle, you lost a little bit, but because you got Malicos outside of when you normally can, it might be worth it, right? Now, you're not going to get 7 by 5. You're probably going to get anywhere from, 3 shards, 3 pulls of 7 and 2 pulls of 5. So if you get, 2 pulls of 5 is 10, right? 5 plus 5 is 10, add 7. Oops, I can't do math. There's 10, add 7, add 7, add 7. What the heck is going on with this thing? Okay, 10 plus 7, 7 plus 7 plus 7. You get 31 shards. So you're falling shorter, but depending how many you need, again, this could be worth it. And why am I saying that 30 is kind of this number to think about? You need 330 shards of Malicos to 7-star, right? 330 shards of a character. Well, you get 20 for Proving Grounds, which means 16 and a half. So you need 17 months of Proving Grounds in order to get Malicos from 0 to 7. So by getting 30 shards from this bundle, you're actually saving yourself a month of Proving Grounds. Now, you're saving yourself really 2 months of proving grounds because on one of those proving grounds, you're only going to need to get 10 shards. But again, is it worth it, right? Again, do you have the resources to equip him? Do you have the resources to Zeta? All that stuff. Are you going to be going for Baylan right away? I don't know. And that's kind of where it's going to be dependent on your own account here. But I don't think this is a bad value because they're giving you a chance to obtain shards for a character outside the normal realm of operations. And that's really what you're paying the premium for. So all of this kind of boils down to the question of what could be coming and how does this change the game. And with this pack, again, if every Conquest character was here, then this would just be, something. But because it's just Malicos who happens to be included inside of this Shin Hati event, it makes me think that he is going to be either a valid, like a viable member of this Baylan Skull team, or he's going to be a very important member of that Baylan Skull team. The other side of this equation is the Seer Junda and Cal Kestis, with those characters being given as these rewards, right? Ninth Sister, Fulcrum, what's the significance of them? Well, we also don't know anybody in Ahsoka's team besides Ezra. So what if Cal and Seer kind of fit into that Ahsoka team? Again, we don't know. And they said, oh, well, you're going to be Spectre. But if you look, there's no Spectre tag here, and the only Spectre character is Ezra. So right now, we don't know what her team could be. So I'm wondering if maybe her team includes those two characters. Because those bonus drops, guys, they're very intentional with them. Think about when we were getting Jedi Knight Cal Kestis, they gave bonus drops for his farms. They gave us bonus drops for the Gungans. They gave us bonus drops for Master Qui-Gon, Padawan, Obi-Wan. They gave us bonus drops for Leia. Why are we getting these bonus drops for Seer, Cal, Fulcrum, and Ninth Sister if in some way, shape, or form they don't tie into something that is coming down the pike? That's what I want to leave you with. Let me know. Would you be okay with Malicos being a part of that team? Would that piss you off because now you can't get him because he's another Conquest unit? You got to let me know what you think. Again, like, subscribe, comment. If you're still watching right now, go ahead down in the comments. You know the drill. Wampa is king. I love you guys. Thanks for the continued support, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, my friends.